Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Dr. Vidya Patil, working at Government First Grade Women's College, Bidar. Today's video is about a famous classic story titled The Gift of the Magi by O. Henry. This story is represented and narrated a lot during the time of Christmas. So come students, let us understand more about this story. So students, now let us begin with the story, The Gift of the Magi by O. Henry. O. Henry is the name of a famous American short story writer. It is the pseudonym or the pen name of the writer whose actual name was William Sidney Porter. He was born on 11 September 1862 in USA. He died on 5th June 1910 in New York City. He is a famous American short story writer, and most of his stories were usually about the common people. He particularly wrote many stories about the life of the ordinary people living in New York City. He is well known for his stories because of their surprise endings. Some of his most notable works are The Last Leaf, The Gift of the Magi, The Ransom of the Red Chief, The Furnished Room, and The Cock and the Anthem. Now, The Gift of the Magi is a very famous short story which was first published in 1905. The story tells us about the life of a young husband and wife and how they deal with the challenges of buying Christmas gifts for each other with very little money. It's a very sentimental story and is a moral lesson which tells us about what is the true value of gifts. It is very popular and is especially narrated during the Christmas season. Before we actually begin the story, let us try to understand the title. The word Magi, which is used in the title, was actually used to refer to the three wise men from the east who traveled to Bethlehem following a bright star to present gifts to the infant Jesus when he was born. The term Magi, which is singular, which is a plural form, comes from the Greek word megoi, which means that they are members of a priestly caste. These Magi were considered to be the first people to give Christmas presents, and this trend of giving gifts started with them. The setting of this story takes place in a shabby apartment in New York City during the Christmas season. The main characters of the story are Della Young, who is a pretty young, loving woman who is selflessly devoted to her husband. The other main protagonist is James Dillingham Young, who is called Jim by Della and who works for long hours, but his salary is meager. These both are the protagonists. There is another character which we come across during the story, that is Madame Sofroni, who is the owner of the shop or the saloon where Della sells her hair. Now I'd like to briefly tell you the story of Della and Jim. Della and Jim were married and lived in a shabby house. Though they were poor, they loved each other a lot. The story begins with Della feeling very sad because she doesn't have enough money to give a nice gift to Jim. as it is Christmas time. She had been planning to buy something nice for him and had been saving money, but she had only managed to collect $1.87. Della and Jim had two possessions which they valued a lot. One was a gold timepiece, which was a watch which had been handed over to him by his father and actually belonged to his grandfather. The other was Della's long hair. As Della was pondering about what needs to be done and how she could buy a decent gift for Jim, she suddenly saw her reflection in the mirror and noticed her long, beautiful hair. A solution came into her mind. She rushed to Madame Sofroni's store and sold her beautiful hair for $20. With this newfound money, Della went in search for a nice gift and found the perfect present that was an elegant platinum watch chain which costed $21. When Della got home, she prepared the dinner and waited for Jim to come back. She was worried that on seeing that she had cut her hair, he may not find her as beautiful as before. Jim arrived home and he continued to stare at her with a strange expression when he saw that Della's hair was gone. After a while, he gave her a gift. When she opened the gift, she found that it contained a set of fancy combs which she had wanted for a long time, but which would be of no use to her now, as she had cut her hair. Jim tells her that he sold his watch to pay for her Christmas gift. On hearing this, Della began to cry. She then gave him her present, which was the watch chain. On seeing her gift, Jim told Della that they need to put away their Christmas gifts and keep them for a while, as they have they won't be able to use them for some time. He then asked her to set the dinner. The narrator ends the story by describing the Magi, who were wonderfully wise men who brought gifts to baby Jesus and invented the art of giving Christmas presents. Being wise, these men gave gifts which were wise ones. And in this story of these two young people who gave away gifts for each other, the greatest treasures of their life, we can understand that they made the ultimate sacrifice. The narrator compares Della and Jim to these wise men, the wise magi, and concludes that of all those who give gifts, these two were the wisest. So, students, the theme of this story is that of love and sacrifice. The greatest gift which we can give to someone is unconditional love. This is shown through the sacrifice that Della and Jim make for each other. They thus prove that love is more important than prized possessions. So, students, I hope you have enjoyed listening to this story and you have understood this message of love and sacrifice. If you have liked this video, then please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.